Hello, everyone. Before we even open our eyes in the morning, something incredible has already happened. We've been given another day. Not everyone gets that gift. Some people went to bed last night and never woke up. But you did. And that means you have another chance, a chance to live, to learn, to love, and to make a difference. Every single day is like a blank page handed to you. You choose what will be written on it. Will it be filled with complaints, regrets, and excuses? Or will it tell a story of gratitude, action, and growth? Waking up with purpose is not about having every detail of your life figured out. It's about knowing why you get out of bed. Maybe it's for your family. Maybe it's for your dreams. Maybe it's for the simple joy of living. Whatever your reason, own it. Protect it. Feed it. Purpose is a powerful alarm clock when you have it. You don't just wake up, you rise. You don't just exist, you live. You don't just go through the motions, you create momentum. And yes, there will be challenges. Days where the weight of life feels heavy. But remember, your toughest days often prepare you for your most meaningful victories. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Stop waiting for the right time to chase your dreams. The right time is the moment you open your eyes each morning. Stop dwelling on yesterday's mistakes. Today is a clean slate. Stop underestimating the small things. Those little consistent efforts build extraordinary results over time. So tomorrow morning when you wake up, don't just reach for your phone. Reach for gratitude. Say thank you for another day. Set an intention. Take that first step toward the life you want. Because every day is not just a date on the calendar, it's a gift, wrapped in possibility, waiting for you to open it. And how you use it will define the story of your life. Life is fragile. We live in a world where we often assume tomorrow will come, but the truth is, it isn't guaranteed to any of us. Every sunrise you witness is not a routine, it's a privilege. Somewhere right now, there are people who had plans for today, yet they will never see it. Their time ran out. That's why each morning is not just another day. It's another chance. A chance to say what you've been meaning to say. A chance to fix what's broken. A chance to take that first step toward your dreams. A chance to live a little more boldly than yesterday. When you understand the reality that nothing is promised, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. You stop living on autopilot. You stop pushing your happiness into a someday. You start appreciating even the smallest moments, the sound of laughter, the warmth of the sun, the quiet in the morning before the world wakes up. Every heartbeat is a reminder that you are still here, still able to try, still able to make today count. And because you have this moment, this breath, you have more than some people ever get. That alone is reason enough to rise with purpose. Most people start their day by checking their phone, rushing into their to-do list, or complaining about how early it is. But imagine if the very first thing you did when your eyes opened was say thank you. Not out of habit, but out of genuine appreciation for simply being alive. Gratitude changes the way you wake up. It shifts your mind from what's missing to what's already present. Instead of focusing on problems, you notice blessings. You see the bed you're lying in, the roof above your head, the air filling your lungs, the people in your life who care about you. And suddenly, the morning doesn't feel like an interruption, it feels like a gift. When gratitude is the first thought you have, it sets the tone for everything that follows. The day no longer feels like something you have to survive. It becomes something you get to experience. You approach challenges with more patience, you interact with people more kindly, and you handle setbacks with more perspective. And here's the truth. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the hard parts of life. It's about acknowledging that even on the hardest days, there's still something worth holding on to. It's about realizing that what you have right now was once something you wished for. That awareness alone can turn an ordinary morning into a powerful, purpose-driven start. Every day, life will pull at you from 100 different directions. Messages, deadlines, distractions, and demands will compete for your time and attention. If you don't start your day with a clear intention, you'll spend it reacting to everything instead of directing it. Your why is your compass. It's the reason you get up, the fuel behind your actions, the anchor that keeps you steady when life gets chaotic. Without it, the hours slip away in tasks that feel urgent but aren't truly important. With it, every choice you make, from the smallest decision to the biggest, moves you closer to the life you actually want to live. Setting your intention daily is like giving your day a mission. It doesn't have to be something grand or world-changing. What? It could be as simple as today I will stay calm under pressure, or today I will give my best to my work and be fully present with my family. These small declarations act like a filter, helping you decide what deserves your time and what doesn't. When you decide your why before the day begins, you take control before the world takes it from you. You stop moving through the day on autopilot and instead, you move with purpose. And when challenges come, because they will, you can remind yourself of the reason you started, the goal you're aiming for, and the kind of person you want to be when the day is over. We often overestimate what we can do in a day and underestimate what we can achieve in a year. Big changes don't come from sudden bursts of effort. They're built on the quiet discipline of showing up every single day, even when no one is watching. Think of a seed planted in the soil. It doesn't become a tree overnight. Grows slowly and visibly at first, its roots spreading beneath the surface. The same is true for your goals and dreams. The progress may not be visible right away, but every small, consistent action is strengthening your foundation. It's easy to get discouraged when results aren't immediate. That's why so many people quit too soon. They mistake slow growth for no growth. But the truth is, every step counts. Every workout, every page read, every kind word spoken, every skill practiced, they all add up over time, creating momentum that eventually becomes unstoppable. Consistency is the bridge between intention and achievement. You don't have to take massive leaps every day. You just have to move forward. You just have to move forward. Even on days when motivation is low, doing something, however small, keeps the fire alive. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. Because the person who takes one small step every day will always go further than the person who takes giant leaps only once in a while. The way you see the world determines the way you live in it. Two people can face the exact same situation. One sees an obstacle, the other sees an opportunity. The difference isn't the situation, it's the mindset. Your mind is like a lens, and whatever you focus on becomes your reality. If you constantly look for problems, you'll find them everywhere. But if you choose to focus on solutions, lessons, and possibilities, your world begins to change. Not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you've trained your mind to see beyond the difficulties. Positivity isn't pretending everything is perfect. It's the decision to look for the good, even when life isn't going your way. It's telling yourself, I can handle this, instead of I can't do this. It's approaching each day with the belief that something good can come from it, even if it's just a small step forward. The truth is, your thoughts influence your actions, and your actions create your results. If you start your day thinking you're defeated, your choices will reflect that belief. But if you start your day expecting growth, progress, and meaning, you'll act in ways that make those expectations a reality. Your mindset is the steering wheel of your life. You can choose to turn it toward fear, doubt, and negativity, or toward hope, courage, and optimism. Whatever you choose will decide where you end up. It's easy to complain. We complain about the weather, our jobs, traffic, bills, and even the smallest inconveniences. Complaining requires no effort, no thought, and no courage, but it drains our energy and poisons our mindset. And the more we complain, the more we train our brain to focus on what's wrong instead of what's right. But appreciation works the opposite way. It shifts our attention toward the good, the beautiful, and the meaningful things we often overlook. When you replace a complaint with appreciation, you take back control over your emotional state. Instead of saying, "I hate this traffic," you could say, "This is extra time to listen to something inspiring." Instead of saying, "I have to go to work," you could say, "I'm grateful to have a job that supports me." This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending challenges don't exist. It means choosing a perspective that gives you power instead of one that leaves you powerless. Complaints are like weeds. They grow fast, spread quickly, and choke out anything positive. Appreciation is like planting seeds. With time, those seeds grow into gratitude, patience, and joy. The truth is, you can't be deeply grateful and deeply resentful at the same time. One will always push out the other. Every time you're tempted to complain, you have a choice. Feed the negativity or replace it with an appreciation that fuels your purpose. Most people see challenges as roadblocks, as interruptions to the life they want to live. But in truth, challenges are not detours. They are part of the path. Every difficulty you face has the potential to shape you into a stronger, wiser, and more capable version of yourself. Meyer. When things go wrong, it's natural to feel frustrated or discouraged. But the question isn't a "why is this happening to me?" It's "what is this trying to teach me?" Every setback is a lesson disguised as a problem. Some lessons teach patience, others teach resilience, and some force you to develop strengths you didn't even know you had. Think about the times in your life when you grew the most. Chances are, they weren't when everything was easy. Growth happens when you're stretched beyond your comfort zone, when you have to adapt, when you're pushed to think differently. The struggles you face today may be the very experiences that prepare you for tomorrow's opportunities. It's easy to admire someone's success, but what you don't see is the challenges they overcame to get there. Every mountain climbed begins with a steep and difficult path. If you run from challenges, you also run from the growth that comes with them. But if you face them head on, you discover that what once felt like a barrier was actually a stepping stone. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can lose money and earn it again. You can lose possessions and replace them. But every second that passes is gone forever. That makes time more valuable than anything you own. Yet it's often the thing people waste the most. Every day you're given the same 24 hours as the most successful, fulfilled, and impactful people in the world. The difference between them and those who feel stuck isn't luck. It's how they choose to spend their time. Some people treat time like a treasure, guarding it carefully and spending it with intention. Others spend it carelessly, giving it away to distractions, meaningless arguments, or things that don't align with their goals. The truth is, how you spend your time is how you spend your life. The conversations you have, the people you surround yourself with, the habits you repeat. These are investments that either build your future or steal it from you. When you understand the value of your time, you stop saying yes to everything that asks for it. You learn to set boundaries, to prioritize what truly matters, and to eliminate the things that drain you. Because at the end of your life, you won't remember the hours spent scrolling, complaining, or procrastinating. You'll remember the moments when your time was invested in something that made a difference. There is a unique kind of fulfillment that comes from helping someone else. A feeling no amount of money or personal achievement can replace. When you reach out to make someone's day a little better, you not only change their life in that moment, but you also change your own. Change your own. Helping doesn't always mean grand gestures or huge sacrifices. Sometimes, it's something as small as a smile to a stranger, a word of encouragement to a friend, holding the door for someone, or offering your time to listen when they need it most. These small acts can ripple outward in ways you may never see. Kindness has a way of multiplying. When you help one person, they often feel inspired to help someone else. That chain reaction can spread far beyond what you imagine, creating a silent but powerful impact on the world. Chuba. You may not see the full effect of your kindness, but that doesn't make it any less real. Helping others also pulls you out of your own worries. It shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to how much you have to give. Yep. It reminds you that no matter what you're going through, you still have the power to make a difference. And when you end a day knowing you made even one person's journey a little lighter, that day has meaning. Perfection is one of the biggest traps that stops people from ever starting, or worse, from ever finishing. When you're obsessed with doing everything flawlessly, you set an impossible standard that no human being can meet. The pursuit of perfection often leads to procrastination, self-doubt, and disappointment. Not because you're failing, but because you've convinced yourself that a good is never good enough. Progress, on the other hand, is different. Progress is movement. It's about being better today than you were yesterday, even if it's just by a small margin. When you focus on progress, you allow yourself to start before you're ready, to learn as you go, and to grow through the process. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. No matter how much you polish, plan, or prepare, there will always be something that could be improved. But progress is real, tangible, and empowering. Every time you take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable of change, that you are moving closer to your goals, and that your efforts matter. When you chase progress instead of perfection, you free yourself from the fear of making mistakes. True. You understand that mistakes are not failures, they're lessons. And lessons are often more valuable than flawless execution, because they prepare you for the next step with more strength and wisdom. Every new day comes with its own opportunities, but too often, we weigh it down with the baggage of yesterday's mistakes. We replay the things we did wrong, the chances we missed, and the moments we wish we could take back. And in doing so, we rob today of its full potential. Failure is not meant to be a life sentence. It's meant to be a teacher. The problem is, instead of learning the lesson and moving forward, many of us keep reliving the same moment, dragging it into the present where it doesn't belong. You can't drive forward if your eyes are fixed on the rearview mirror. When you carry yesterday's failures, you allow them to define you instead of refine you. You make decisions based on fear rather than possibility. But when you let go, you create space for new experiences, new successes, and new victories. The truth is, yesterday is over. You can't rewrite it, but you can choose how it shapes you. You can choose to use it as a reason to give up or as fuel to do better today. Every morning gives you the chance to start fresh, but only if you're willing to leave behind the weight that no longer serves you. We often wait for the big victories before we allow ourselves to feel proud. The job promotion, the major goal achieved, the life-changing milestone. But life is made up of countless smaller moments, and if we overlook them, we miss out on so much joy and motivation along the way. Small wins are proof that you're moving forward, even if you're not yet where you want to be. They're the building blocks of bigger successes. Yes. Finishing a workout, making progress on a project, keeping a promise to yourself, learning a new skill, or even handling a difficult conversation well, these are victories worth acknowledging. Celebrating small wins isn't about lowering your standards. It's about recognizing that progress happens in steps, not in leaps. When you acknowledge these steps, you reinforce positive habits and build momentum. The more you notice your progress, the more motivated you become to keep going. Too many people dismiss their small wins because they think they don't matter. But the truth is, the person who celebrates small victories is far more likely to reach the big ones. Those celebrations are reminders that your effort is paying off, that you're moving in the right direction, and that you're capable of more than you once thought. Holding on to anger is like carrying a heavy stone in your heart. It weighs you down, slows your steps, and keeps you from moving freely through life. The person you're angry at might not even be thinking about what happened, but you relive it over and over, allowing it to steal your peace. Forgiveness is not about saying what happened was okay. It's not about forgetting, and it's not about letting someone off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the prison of resentment. When you forgive, you release the grip that past pain has on your present happiness. Life is too short to waste on grudges. The days you spend holding on to bitterness are days you could have spent loving, laughing, and building something meaningful. Anger takes energy that could be used to grow, to create, or to connect with the people who truly matter. When you choose to forgive quickly, you reclaim your time and your emotional freedom. You show yourself that your peace is more important than your pride. And you remind yourself that you too will need forgiveness someday, because none of us are perfect. There's a deep sense of peace that comes from lying down at night, knowing you truly showed up for your day. It's not about being perfect or getting everything right. It's about knowing you gave what you could with the energy, time, and resources you had. Some days, your best effort will look like extraordinary achievements. Other days, it might simply mean you kept going when it would have been easier to quit. Both matter, both count. Your best effort is not measured by comparison to someone else. It's measured by your own capacity and the choices you made in the moment. When you end the day knowing you gave your best, you silence the voice of regret. You stop replaying the what ifs and should haves, because you understand that you showed up as fully as you could. That kind of self-respect builds confidence and resilience. Giving your best isn't about burning yourself out. It's about being intentional. It's deciding to give your focus to what matters most, to engage fully with the people and tasks in front of you, and to avoid wasting precious time on things that don't align with your values or your purpose. Not every morning you wake up is a gift, not a guarantee. What you do with that gift is up to you. You can spend it dwelling on the past, waiting for the perfect moment, or getting lost in distractions. Or you can choose to live with purpose, gratitude, and intention. When you rise with a clear why, take small but consistent steps, focus on progress, appreciate what you have, and use your time wisely, You turn ordinary days into extraordinary ones. And when you help others, let go of grudges, and give your best effort, you not only change your own life, you leave a mark on the lives of everyone you touch. So tomorrow morning, when the sun comes up and your eyes open, remember, you've been handed another chance. Don't waste it. Live it in a way that, when your head touches the pillow at night, you can say with confidence, "Today mattered."